Today I'm heading up north to the boundary waters of Minnesota and Canada. I've got enough stuff packed for the next 6 days. Food, clothes, and shelter. And I'm gonna be fishing, cooking, and camping out on a lake that you can only portage into by canoe. So right now we're in the beautiful town of Grand Marais. Feels like just yesterday I was here with the bug, but now we're here with the big truck and a lot more gear. Though today our adventure does not end here. We are driving up the Gunflint Trail into the boundary waters of Minnesota, but we're gonna be going to see our outfitter, renting a canoe, and then we're gonna be getting dropped off in the middle of the forest. We're gonna be portaging our way across 3 lakes to spend the night for the next 5 days. We have now officially left Grand Marais and are on the Gunflint Trail. This is the main road that connects Minnesota to all of the Canadian boundary waters. The state puts a lot of effort behind educating people that come camping up here on what's proper camping etiquette. And this is one of the places that you go camping where it just feels like it hasn't been touched before, so it's really special. So 45 minutes up the trail, and here we go. All packed up. Ended up packing up into 2 packs so I can tie this bag up in a tree so bears can't get after it. Because of the route that I'm taking, I'm actually getting dropped off into the woods, and I'm going to be canoeing my way back around 20 to 30 miles one direction.
Good to go?
Yeah.
Looks like you got everything.
Should be good to go, man.
Yeah, man. Have fun. We'll see you when you get back.
Thank you very much. So this first portage is going to be my furthest one of the trip today. My biggest worry is that this food bag could very well get stolen by a bear, and that would be a absolutely terrible way to start off my week. Before we get too deep into the woods in this video, I want to let you all know that there is a pre-order going on out of all the new Mav Outdoors outerwear on the website right now. We've got our new Bonfire grid back fleece. Use it as a base layer. Tops and bottoms available in black and gray. These things are super warm and is actually the only base layer that I brought with me to Alaska. We've got a new camo colorway in our Overlander fleece. And then our 200 gram Primaloft insulated jacket. We've got a nice burnt orange colorway. Get stuff while you can on the website. Once we're out of a size, we're not restocking for an entire year, so get it while you can. Now let's get back to the prepaid programming. That's money, dough. All right, got my food hung. Leaving the pack. Now I gotta go back for the canoe. We've got the canoe down here. This thing is super lightweight. It's made out of Kevlar, but the only downside to that is that I cannot hit any rocks with it because it is pretty fragile. So when I load up, I'm gonna have to wade into the water. So I'm gonna get rid of my socks and get ready for the other 2 portages ahead. Luckily for me, this is the shortest one. I got a feeling that I'm gonna be doing 2 trips on every portage, but that was the longest one on foot. So this is the first of 3 lakes that I'm going to be on. This one's called Topper Lake. Now we're here at the second portage. Now it's time to walk a short distance to South Lake, the biggest lake that we're going to be going on. A smart guy would put his hiking shoes on, but I'm not feeling like the smartest guy right now. I'm a little crunched for time, just because it is just me, and if I'm doing back and forth trips, I gotta make sure I'm making it to a campsite before dark. Uh-oh. We got a thunderhead moving in. Oh boy. This could get interesting. Alright. Now it's time to go get the canoe. Oh boy, we got weather rolling in for sure. Trying to rush back to the canoe before this rain starts falling, because stuff like this, if it gets hit with the rain, it's gonna make it a million times harder for me to do this portage. The rain is coming down a lot harder. I made it just in the nick of time. Like I said, I'm running short on time, so this is going longer than like a half hour. I'm gonna have to get my body moving. Got my rain gear on. Just gotta be patient with this sort of thing, I guess. Been about 20 minutes, but looks like we're just gonna have off and on showers for today. Well, that's one way to get wet. Really hope I don't regret this, but there's no trees to hang the bag on, so it's staying on the ground. The good news is this is going to be the shortest portage that I have. I can pretty much see the other side from the lake that I'm sitting on, but bad news is the sun's starting to go down and I don't got much time left. Try to make light work of this and get to a campsite as quick as possible so I can set up and hopefully get a little bit of sunlight to air out my now wet sleeping bag. Holy cow, there's a bunch of smallmouth right here. Smallmouth bass galore. You have no idea how hard it is for me to not throw bait in the water there. I want to so bad. I'm gonna be lucky to get to my campsite before it gets dark at this point, so it's gonna have to wait. right, I need to get a fire started yesterday. We've got ourselves a beautiful campsite. Since I'm all alone here tonight, I gotta make sure I can do what I can to not freeze my you-know-whats off. All right, I did bring emergency fire starter for situations like this, so I don't have to go find kindling. I need to find, oh, there's some kindling, I guess. Got any good wood in here? No. It's all terrible. Wet. We gotta take matters into our own hands. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Alright, found myself some good firewood. And some bad stuff, but I think it should start to burn here. Bad news is I can't find any wrist-sized wood to burn. So I'm just gonna try to dry these ones out. You can see that these are freshly cut, so they still have sap on them. I didn't cut these down. They were sitting over here in that pile, but not the best fire, but it is burning. This campsite's next to a portage. I'm gonna guess it gets a lot of traffic, so it's been tough to find firewood. With it being dark outside too, I don't really want to go exploring too far because I might not be able to find my way back to camp. So it's gonna have to do for tonight. It's keeping me warm. Lucky for me, the heat seems like it's hanging on. Now that I got a fire going, my pants are all dried out. Well, for the most part. I'm gonna set my hammock up for the night. Set these out to dry too. New base layer we're working on. I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to put this rain fly up, but I feel like I didn't do the best job. My sleeping pad is soaked. I don't think I'll be using that tonight. It's already 11 p.m. and I haven't eaten yet, so I'm gonna start cooking. But first I need to snack. I actually have some smoked alligator gar from Louisiana. I'm gonna have a couple bites of that. Tied me over for a second, but I think I am gonna make some steaks tonight. Oh my gosh, I wish I had more of that gar. It's so good. Got a good fire going. Definitely got a good fire going. I think that was the first sip of beverage that I've had since I left. Actually, I don't think, I know it was. All right, I got some salt, pepper, and onion powder all coming out at once. Ooh, a little low on salt and pep. Good thing thing this is the only meal I'm planning on seasoning the absolute crank out of. Steaks over the fire. Perfect first meal. That looks, yeah. This is not the easiest thing to do solo, let me just put it that way. Gotta filter your water somehow. Oh, that was close. My buddy Timmy gave me a fresh loaf of bread for my trip. Got a little smushed, but it was just made yesterday. I brought along some instant mashed potatoes, homestyle with butter, and then I also brought some gravy, so I think that'll pair well with the steak. Oh my god. Oh, that's so good. Okay. I need to eat now. Now that looks like a good meal, huh? Let's check out how I did on this bad boy. It's tough to cook over a fire. I'm gonna guess it's medium. Ooh, that's like a medium, yeah. Perfect. Honestly, I was pretty worried it had too much time on the fire, but that looks, oh my gosh, that's like a medium rare. Dude, that looks delicious. Oh my gosh. That tastes like another bite. And that is delicious too. Wow. I have no words for you right now, sorry. I'm just enjoying eating. I have no words. It's so good. I don't think I can eat this tonight, although I want to. Good news is I can hold on to it until tomorrow. Might be able to have some steak and eggs in the morning. All right, I am in a bit too big of a food coma to wash dishes right now, so the last thing I need to do before I go to bed is tie this food up in the tree so Mr. Bear doesn't come and steal it all. I'm also gonna tie up my dirty dishes so I can just do those in the morning. All right, got my bag hung for bears. Just put the fire out. I think it's time for night-night. It is nice being right next to the waterfalls because it sounds like a fan, honestly. Oh my gosh, that food put me out. Just a little past midnight right now, about 45 degrees outside, and I'm warm. I'm warm and mostly dry. My underwear is still damp from jumping in earlier, but honestly, pretty impressed my pants are dry already. I'm gonna go ahead and get my first night of shut-eye. I think we're gonna have to get after some fishing tomorrow because I'm itching. Oh, the sun is out. It's a beautiful thing, the sun. Oh yeah, that's nice. before I can make breakfast, I actually realized the first thing I need to do is pump some water. So I'm gonna get my water pump out and we're gonna fill up my Camelback so I got fresh water. All right, now we got a full Nalgene. There you go. Oh, this campsite is beautiful. I bet there's some great fishing right here and I can't wait to get after it. All of my water for this week, I'm gonna need to filter out with my little water filter. Well, the sunshine is never promised here, so I'm gonna take advantage of it. Even though there's clear bluebird skies, there is always a possibility of a storm front rolling in, and I want to be able to dry my stuff out. We're gonna set up a little clothesline to hang my clothes and my sleeping bag on. All right, gonna cut my steak up from last night. All right, there we go. Some hash browns, some steak for breakfast. I could fry them up in oil to make them crispy, but I don't have enough good firewood for me to want to do that right now. This looks delicious anyway. Bone up the teeth. I feel like ants is a weird thing for a chipmunk to be eating, but what do I know? Did you know that chipmunks ate ants? Am I living under a rock? Ant's a cannibal. Well, he's not an ant. I guess they like meat. I've seen them eat meat before. Ants is weird, though. All right, just hung the food back up. Now we're gonna go do some dishes. All right, right now, I think it would be a good time to gather some more firewood and replenish the stuff that I used last night. Let's go ahead and do that. Where do I think there would be a lot of firewood? See if we can gather some stuff on the ground. Oh yeah, that's all right. Being away from home is about making it feel like home. So today, I'm gonna make myself something that makes it feel like home. I think it's time to fish, man. This thing's been staring at me funny since I took it out of my backpack. I got a new 2-piece fishing rod, little Fenwick. I'm excited to use it. Nothing like gets you more excited for fishing like some new equipment. The nice thing about this reel is that it came with 2 spools. So I brought some mono for if I want to do a slip bobber setup. But right now, I'm gonna go with some braid. So I'm gonna try to jig some walleyes from shore here. This is all I brought for tackle. Just a little bag. But inside of here, we got all the goodies. We're ready to fish. What's shaking? Yes, sir. How was the paddle in? Yeah, the wind's terrible today. Oh, careful. Want some help? Failed to mention it, but my buddy Murray and Brandon are gonna be joining me on this trip. Well, I guess I'm joining you guys, kinda. Yeah, you're I got invited and I can only get a permit for yesterday, so that was the reason why I left early. But you boys had some wind today, huh?
Oh, dude. Hardly. We were surfing. It was nautical.
What's up, dude?
Long time no see, dude.
Long time no see. Well, I know you're far away from home, so I wanted to make something for us that feels like home. Say hello to the naughty Cameron. The naughty Cameron.
Can we hit anything?
Yeah, boy. You can probably hit stuff with it. We can make a new head for it. Yeah, pretty much. Wind's kind of died down a little bit, but we're in a nice little protected cove here. You can hear a waterfall, so there's got to be some water coming in. First I got to figure out where the water's coming in, which I think might be right here. Oh! On instant. Yeah. Oh! Oh! It's a smallmouth. Yeah. Promise. There's one. Got one. Oh yeah. First fish of the trip. Oh my gosh. He's got so many crayfish shoved inside of him. Look at that. He's eating good. Oh, he's got crayfish and minnows in there. I'm gonna let him go. He is a tub of lard. Cool. First fish of the trip. Probably about a 2-pound smallmouth bass. Yeah, we'll give him 2.5 pounds. See you, buddy. That was sick. I watched him eat. Oh! He broke me off. Dang it. They're going gangbusters over here. There's a bunch in here. You can catch them from the boat too. I just decided to pull up. Yeah. Thing basically hit the water and then he was on. A little smallmouth bass. Alright, I got back in the canoe from shore. I found a giant snapping turtle shell on shore. Got wedged in between the rocks up here. Must have been trying to go up there to spawn or something and got stuck because it's relatively fresh. His meat still, like not his meat, but his, you know, like his collar and his skin is still on there. Murray's over here smashing smallies. I try to catch a walleye or something. Hey, show me the fish. Nice. Oh! Watch them eat. Cha-chow. Nice smallmouth bass. Got myself a trolling bait. Little Berkeley flicker shad. I'm gonna troll this thing around. See if I can find a walleye with it. I think I'd eat that if I was a walleye, wouldn't you? That's all she wrote, I think, for today. Alright, we're going with the old MRE for dinner tonight. Southwest style beef and black beans. I have an apple pound cake. I got tortillas. I have a cappuccino. It's all hot. Apple pieces and spiced sauce. Oh yeah, boy. These are scary.
What is it?
A beef stick.
No way. These are scary.
Maybe that's what that was.
Oh. Oh. Teriyaki beef stick. Dude, they're good for so long. This is from like last year though. That was a subpar beef stick. Well, hopefully it tastes better than it looks. Cheese whiz. Yeah, boy. That's how you know it's good cheese is when you can do that.
I'm gonna cap, that looks crazy. Oh.
Pretty good, actually. All right, Southwest beef gets the check out for me. It's good. Looks wild. Looks like somebody made a stinky in my tortilla, but.
Looks like Taco Bell.
All right, got a little mint tea to end the night. Ooh, that smells nice.
Shirts.
Tikka masala.
Oh, thank you.
Bito, tikka masala.
Good job. That wasn't a good
That one's stubborn.
Split, eh?
There you go.
Why don't you try chopping it?
You try hitting it. All right, Brandon was just splitting up some wood for us. A lot of the wood's like pretty fresh, so getting it split helps air it out a lot. So all these little holes inside of this wood are actually wormholes. I saw one earlier, and I thought I just saw one now. Maybe you guys saw it in the footage, but they're like larvae. So we're kind of just stacking it up on the outside of the fire right now to dry it out, and then eventually we'll put it on. Trying to find the hole with that worm on it. It's just like a little, almost looks like a termite, but they're not. I think they're like fly larvae or something. I don't know, maybe you guys can tell me in the comments, but it's definitely starting to cool off a lot. Got some cloud cover. It's supposed to rain in the middle of the night, maybe at like 4 a.m. to 11 they said, but I'm hoping that this rain fly is gonna be enough to keep me dry, because I'm a little worried about how this side like kind of curves. And I'm also worried about my gear getting wet below. But supposedly this should be long enough where it won't get too wet, but I got all my important stuff in my dry bag anyway, so if it gets rained on, we'll be a-okay. All right, just leaving the campfire for the night. The rain's held off for now. But we're supposed to get some from 4 a.m. until 11. So I'm gonna nestle on into here for the rest of the night. I haven't really decided what I want to make for breakfast. Let's do a little inventory check. So I could make French toast, I could make blueberry oats, or I have biscuits and gravy. It's a big worm. Should grab him and use him as bait. Alright, I mixed up some cinnamon, cardamom, and some nutmeg together before I left. Alright, I'm going with French toast. Morning, Murray. Morning, Brandon. There's our French toast. I might have taken a nibble out of that piece of bread before I cooked it, but it's neither here nor there. The one thing that would make it more delicious is having some maple syrup, but cheers. Not too shabby. All right, just finished up with breakfast. Just getting the canoe loaded here. It's looking like a perfect day to catch some fish. We couldn't find any walleye yesterday, so today we're actually blessed with really calm water. So we're gonna do some exploring and try to find ourselves some walleye, possibly some more smallmouth. Slow and steady wins the race here. Fish on! Ooh! So you can see these little black dots on here. That means that this fish has fleas. I'm trying to find some that are more clear so I could do a catch and cook. Cook some up for dinner. Got my first fish on the trolling rod. I think it might be a bass. It's fighting like a bass, kinda. There's lake trout in this lake too, but this one looks like it could be a smallmouth bass. Yep, smallie. Nice smallie. Alright, I gotta be careful here because there's treble hooks All right, little smallmouth bass, little 2-pounder. You can see he's got some fleas on him too. You can see those little black dots inside his tail and on his fins. Not good for eating right now, but sure fun to catch. See you, buddy. Yep, got him. No shortage of smallmouth. There's another like 2.5-pounder. Go. See you, bud. All right, one more cast. This is looking like it's an outflow from the lake, so maybe not quite what we're looking for. Doesn't matter. Got a fish anyway. Fish out. A little smallie. There you go. It's crazy. The ones that are in the current are like this crazy blue color, bluish green. They fight so much harder. They're conditioned. They're on a aqua treadmill all day. That was fun.
Yeah, we've had like 10 doubles, like every cast.
All right, here, I'll get a triple with you.
Do it.
Just for funsies. Yeah, this is dummy zone. We're tripled right now. They're loaded in here, huh? Well, if you're never not catching fish, just go find Murray. He's always on them. Little pea shooter. Alright, I really want to catch one on a fly rod, so got my fly rod set up, some sink tip, a little 5-weight. Trying not to get myself too soaked here, but oh! There we got one. Fish on! That was cool. I watched him eat right here. Okay. Alright, back in the canoe. Fish are hungry, but so am I. My legs were getting cold standing in the water, so fun to catch a couple from shore at least. Alright, still out here. I'm just gonna start to head back to camp. I actually caught myself a pretty decent perch. And a littler one too. I'm gonna troll my crankbait for some lake trout on the way back. But we got about a 2-mile paddle before I'm back. It's starting to get a little darker out, so I want to leave some room to find some firewood and get dinner prepared in the light versus the dark. Beautiful day though. I mean, couldn't ask for better weather out here. This is awesome. All right, we made it back and I just pulled all of the fish out. We ended up with 2 SMBs and 2 perch. This guy's a little small, but he's bigger than some of the other ones I was catching, so we're keeping it. But look at that landscape. Holy cow. It's gorgeous. All right, we got fresh fish there. Wow. Can't beat it.
What's them on there, bro?
see if it's ready. No, kind of, maybe. Might need that jet boil.
The jet boil?
Mm-hmm. That's not hot enough, is it?
It's close, but no, you see how it's foaming?
Yeah.
It's really close though.
I think it's hurt. That's not stable. Alright, I switched over to the stove because the cooking fish over the fire is just not an easy thing to do. I got a couple pieces, but I'm not quite sure how those are going to taste. Probably like oil. Oh yeah, boy. Thanks, boy.
Oh my god. Move your feet, get your shoe off.
I hit the handle with my knee. That was almost really bad. Glad you weren't near me.
You are uncoordinated.
Whoops.
Well, it's gonna be
That smells good, Mavy boy.
That was
Crazy.
None of the oil actually penetrated through my shoe. Just felt hot. Oh, that's bomb. Perch and smallmouth catch and cook. I haven't had smallmouth bass in forever, but they're tasty. At least when they're in the cold water like this. Early season smallmouth, yeah, almost like walleye. Sorry, I almost burned your feet, Brandon.
But you didn't.
Those have been some crispy tootsies. Oh, that could have been so much worse.
It could have been way worse.
All right, checks out. I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea.
Deep fried shoe.
I got tea brewing right now, boy.
Do you really?
I do.
Sick. Pretty solid day 3 though. I think ended up the day with like 40 fish probably by myself. These guys each caught 100.
No, I probably got 100 total.
100 total?
100 total.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Still a great day for smallmouth. Alright, I had one of these ice cream sandwiches hanging out at my house for the longest time. Finally remembered to bring it somewhere. Apparently, you don't even heat this thing up. Mint chip.
It's like a cookie.
It's crazy. Brandon, you want to try it?
Whoa. Yeah, he does. Sure. That's how you're supposed to eat it?
Yeah, it doesn't say to do anything. You want another bite?
No.
Ka-chow. It's pretty fire.
Mm-hmm.
I would give that a solid
10.
You give it 10?
Yeah.
That's good.
Could be because we're camping, but that's pretty good.
Oh, well, good morning. Just something easy for breakfast this morning, little biscuits and gravy. Dehydrated meal. Fire ripping. Lots of green pine around from wind blowdowns. Not a whole lot of dry wood around here, but it's burning. This afternoon it's supposed to rain a little bit. Might go explore some of the waterfalls and some of the trails that they have around here. Maybe do some fishing, we'll see. But once it starts raining, I'm gonna be hanging out inside of there. Sausage and gravy. There's the waterfall we can thank for all the white noise. Crazy. All right, we climbed up the cliff. You can actually see our campsite from up here. Hopefully nobody saw me partying in my birthday suit the first day.
Did you actually?
Yeah, I was just hanging out down there. I didn't realize you could see that good. Cool view though. All right, I made it up to Duncan Lake. This is where we're gonna portage tomorrow when we get out. A little bit of a vertical trek up here. I was gonna bring a fishing rod up, but I'm glad I didn't because it is very shallow inside of here and I don't see any fish. There you go. All right, got a couple smallmouth at that spot. I think I'm gonna go troll around, see if I can find a lake trout or a walleye because that sounds pretty awesome for dinner. I do have some of those freeze-dried meals, but out here, fresh fish is killer. It's starting to spit rain a little bit. I think I brought a rain suit. Loons are out here fishing too. What's up, boys? All right, a little calm in this bay. I'm gonna try casting for some walleyes, seeing if I can find something. The lake trout should be shallow right now too, spawning, so could have a good chance. Don't know unless you try, right? Smiley. 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 I'm soaking wet right now, and it's not exactly the warmest outside, so I'm gonna try to warm up and dry off inside my bag. It is actually chilly, so I'm happy I got in here when I did. Well, if I'm being honest, I fell asleep before I could have my lunch, and I am freaking wet. Not good. But we're out right now making some dinner. The wind's kind of picked up, but the rain's just a sprinkle right now. I'm trying to get a fire started and have some dinner before we all go nest in our sleeping situations for the rest of the night. How are you doing? Cold? Cold? Wet? How are you doing? Cold. Slamming down a little chicken fajita. Fire is being stubborn. It's not dry wood right now. It is probably mid 40s, would you say? 43, 45 degrees maybe? 40? 40? All I know is it's cold. It's supposed to rain on us all night tonight. Gonna make it a little rough for our pack out tomorrow, but pretty soon here I'm gonna go nestle back into the sleeping bag for the night. I'm trying to use a jet boil even to get this wood right out and outside of starting fire, but it's just being stubborn. Alright, we got the fire ripping. We're trying to dry our stuff up before the rain gets too bad. Oh. The good news is most of my sleeping stuff is dry. It's a little damp in here. The green bag that I put my sleeping bag in, the bivy, doesn't allow the sleeping bag to breathe, so it creates some condensation on the inside of the green bag, and so it's just like a little bit damp, but it is still it's still warm. Feeling pretty good in here. Got some stuff to pack up tomorrow, but it's just throwing stuff in a bag. Dry bags are wet, rope's wet, everything's wet right now. Alright, got camp all packed up. Just heading to the fire pit. Now we gotta get down there and get in our canoe and embark on our portage. Right now we don't have a whole lot of wind going on, so the forecast later calls for up to 30-mile-an-hour winds, so I gotta make quick work of this. Alright, not too bad. We made it to the next portage lake. Alright, just made it down the final portage. Now we're here at Bearskin. Got about a 30 rod paddle until we're back at the truck. Oh. The good news is I think for the most part we beat the weather. The bad news is the wind's starting to pick up. Both my GoPros are fried from water. This is the last standing soldier. Land ho. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Man, am I glad we're not going into that. All loaded back up, got a fresh set of clothes on. Got a 3-hour drive till I get back home. Man, Boundary Waters is always definitely pushing my limits. Had a great couple days of weather, some awesome fishing, and some good times with friends. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, there's gonna be more videos linked at the end of this video you can click on. But as always, until next time, you already know the drill, just keep on trucking.